Morning, everybody. It's Thursday morning. Yes, I had to think about that just for a split second. And I've decided to go into the walk-in clinic finally. And I've been putting it off. For those that seen my video yesterday, I've been putting it off, making excuses, saying milk, doing bits and pieces of shopping. But to be honest, I really wasn't keen on having to go into a walk-in in the evening or after school hours and just wait and hover around. And the chances are they're going to probably just tell me God knows what it is. Whatever it is, I didn't really want to particularly I really didn't want to hear it. So I've plundered where I've got the most energy. Not that it's that much. But I've managed to get here. I'm in the car park at the moment, and I'm going to cross over to a walk-in clinic and fiddle my fingers until they come and do and see what they need to see and see my leg, etc. I thought I'd do it very quietly without my husband knowing, because I know he stresses about these and he does not like hospitals on the best of days. So I keep it for the main times for him to come over with me, as in sort of with the consultants or doing a major operation or any kind of surgery procedure. I mean, he with his broken back and sort of history of sort of working with hospitals in the mental health, being a psychotherapist, he's seen one too many things for him to avoid, and chances are he'll probably bump into somebody that he knows, and with the developed sort of PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, the last thing I want him to do is come with me just for a routine checkup, for them to send me home at the end with painkillers and probably a walking stick, which I'll probably chuck at the back of the car and not use and return it back. And tell me to walk lightly. But it's the routine things. But because my GP had sort of insisted over the phone again, called to check up what the results were this morning, I just thought I might as well pack it up, get the energy, or be bothered, more like it. I know I'm saying energy, but it's more like to be bothered, and just get it checked out. What's the worst they could say? So yeah, good morning, everybody. I still have promised to go through the 5 elements of the CREST. The first one being the C and the calcium deposits, which is the I can never pronounce it, but I will eventually, the medical terminology. But the C stands for the calcium deposits, which tend to sit under the skin regardless where. Usually under the fingers, under the elbow. Those are the main things, around the knee, soft tissue area basically, and it usually sits there. Actually, I'm kind of explaining it to you as it is in a nutshell now. Yeah, those calcium deposits, I've had quite a few. First, a few of them I had around the wrist area, and they used to sit right here, and it was caused by a little bump on the shelf once when I was at work. Another one, it just decided to appear and be painful. When they did scans, they used to think it was me fracture line or breaking it. Chances are I kind of did airline fracture a bit of the wrist, but it was mainly the deposit calcium sitting right on the bone. So when I had the little sort of bump onto the shelf, it sort of sat on the bone, and because I've got fragile bones, it decided to give it an airline fracture. So times like those, I used to be in a cast until it dissolved and sort of went away with antibiotics and other stuff that they gave me. If it hadn't, then it would have meant a little procedure to cut the skin open and sort of try and dissolve and surgically remove the sort of the calcium, which comes into like almost white chalky sort of salty sort of texture under the skin. I've actually had one which I'm going to show you here a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month, but it peeled off and it's helped itself. I don't mean to be swearing at anybody, but if you look at this is the part where it's actually underneath, it has come off, and it's just the skin, and it's slowly healing because my healing takes forever. Part of the process that it's attacking itself in different forms, but it's slowly healing. It does hurt, I mean, so it would when you have the top layer of your skin trying to heal and take its time, and sort of so when you put it in under hot water, I tend to put gloves on and stuff. The other time that I had a major one, which freaked me out, and that I did go in for, and had to stay in, weirdly enough, a week in the hospital for, was when I had another calcium deposit building over for a year, and they kept saying, let's see how it goes, let's see how it goes. And then it just sort of erupted, more like it, when I was in Malta in February. And I came back, and it was just, it was painful. It went all the way to the bone. and I couldn't. And being right-handed, it was on my right finger. This one, right above here, it's spread. And on Facebook later on, I will be uploading the pictures for you to see how nicely disgusting it looks. So it's not for the faint-hearted, by the way. But yeah, it had to be removed. They cut into it, and because I've got my slow immune or defense system, they had to cover it. I had to be checking in every other day. When I went out after a week, they had to keep covering it, washing it, you name it, and they were brilliant. The nurses, the GP surgery, the hospital, the surgeons, they made sure everything was extra clean. I have been blessed in the fact that every time I go to somebody, when it comes to surgery and stuff like that, I'm with UCLH and the Royal Free and St Mary's. But St Mary's, I see the rheumatologist there, and I've been with him since 2000. But when it comes to procedures, etc., and the stomach and the gastric mobility and the finger and everything, I tend to go to UCLH. They've been amazing. They know my history well. All the doctors seem to be aware of my condition. They've got the records of me there, so I don't have to explain myself every time. And if I do in a different area and need to go to a hospital for whatever reason, they're very quick. The secretaries there. I can't ask for any better. Regardless where I am, if I ask for paperwork, I'm always getting the backup. I don't even need to ask. They're all sending me up to date on my reports, and they always check on me and the regular routines. But yeah, when it came to doing the surgery for this finger, it was amazing. I felt like I was treated blissfully, and like a royal member, basically. And they do that with everybody, so it's not just an individual person. So I'm always for the NHS, by the way. Couldn't do without them. Yeah, that's probably one of the main reasons I love the UK so much and wouldn't give it up for the world. I know I complain about the cold and stuff like that, but I wouldn't know what to do. They're just absolutely amazing. But anyway, that's the calcium of the C of the CREST in a nutshell. I will be sending out different details, but for those that want to know what the C stood for, that's pretty much it. I will be sending on documents and links and awareness about it a little bit more, and other symptoms that other people may be experiencing. But I'm always up for anybody wanting to ask any questions. Things don't always come to my head straight away, but wish me luck, everybody, because I'm taking my time and